It's time for the original variety show of the National Finals Rodeo. It's Outside the Barrel with Flint Rasmussen. Joining us today, bareback rider Kade Sonnier, bull rider Tristen Hutchings, and the singer-songwriter Mr. Wynn Varble. And now, straight from Choteau, Montana, and an early retirement, the legendary Flint Rasmussen!
See, I used to twerk better. But it isn't because I've lost that part. I can't squat down anymore because my knees hurt. How's everybody doing? Good to see you, all you people walking by. Good to see you. One thing about this show, if you think you're going to walk by at 12:31 and get a seat, no way, because these old farts that have been here for 20 years, they take all the good seats. Isn't that right? Good to see everybody. Welcome to Saturday at Cowboy Christmas, the biggest day of Cowboy Christmas. I think last year they told us on the first day of Cowboy Christmas, am I right on this? 40,000 people walked through looking for something made out of barbed wire and barnwood. It was great.
Yeah, it was so much fun to try to get to the bathroom.
It's great. It really is. We're lucky we get to park outside a door and walk in and say hi to everybody and get out. But welcome. It is Saturday. Round number 2 coming up tonight. Round 1 last night. Successful, good, everything you can say. Buckle ceremonies at the South Point with Joe Beaver and I. It was all great. All great. I have a request. I have a little story. I want to start with a story. I'm a football guy. I really like football. I love the game. I love the chess match. I love the spirit of college football, the intensity of the NFL, whatever. There's something happened a few weeks ago. It was the Cincinnati Bengals. You know football, look at you, blank stares. Joe Burrow went out of the game with an injured wrist, season-ending wrist injury, and they all went, well, hold on. Was he hurt before and we didn't know about it because that's policy in the NFL? So the NFL investigated the Cincinnati Bengals on whether they should fine the team because they didn't report it because it affects gambling lines, prep for the game. Everybody with me on that? Rodeo needs to have an injury report before we pick our pro fantasy rodeo teams. I said, holy crap, Stetson Wright's like hurt, man. Joe Beaver said, you didn't know that? Somebody else said, you didn't know that? Sorry I'm not on the pro rodeo rumor mill. How would I know? How would I know? I mean, it's not like you can see it on Facebook. All they're posting about is that breakaway roping's not in the rodeo. I don't know.
I was just going to say, if you paid more attention to other things besides breakaway roping, you
Shut
might
up.
have known.
Shut up. Shut your mouth. So anyway, yeah, which leads us to this topic. We are in the celebrity tattoo league of the pro fantasy rodeo game. Kurt, new to the game, got invited this year because that's what happens. If you've been to this show before, Kurt used to be at his little letterbuck bar. That's what we call it. I've named it that. The letterbuck bar, off stage, standing there. Now I move him to stage, and suddenly he's in the celebrity tattoo league.
Woo!
So I work it. I go kind of middle of the road or very low, and then I save money, and I'll pick one guy that I know is kind of a sure thing. It's like the bar at the South Point at the end of the night. You pick that one that's a sure thing. Anyway, it's okay. Keep up. It's rated PG. Too bad. Take the kids home. I don't care. Hey, when you're not on Cowboy Channel, say whatever you want.
You're damn right.
We did anyway. That's probably why we're not on Cowboy Channel. Anyway. So I save up. Bull riding is about the number of bulls you ride during the week. And I was pretty confident Stetson Wright was going to ride 7 or 8 bulls no matter what. Sure thing. So I saved up my money like a good Christmas present, and I bought Stetson Wright, and come to find out he's got a bad hammy, and nobody told me. But How are we looking? What are there, 23 people in the Celebrity Tattoo League, correct?
Yeah. Yep. There are 23.
You are. How are you?
I'm lucky 13. I'm right in the middle of the pack.
Okay.
Yeah.
Without Stetson Wright in the bull riding, what am I sitting?
You are sitting 5th.
That's right.
That's probably going to be when I look down the list, that's probably your high water mark.
It could be. The Celebrity Tattoo League doesn't matter. The only things that matter is as long as you don't get last. Little update. At the end of the game, the last place guy has to get a tattoo designed by the first place guy. I know. Look at if you ever run into Justin Rumford, have him show you the tattoo I designed, and he's the only one. You can also contribute money to your charity, pay $1,000, and get out of the tattoo. Justin Rumford got the tattoo I designed because I designed a cool tattoo. It's a clown barrel, and it says NFR, and it's got 3 stars on it because his wife had just had their triplets, and he thought that was cool, so he has the little barrel. The catch is in the bottom corner of the barrel, it has my initials.
I'm kind of hoping this year that you win and I lose because I want that full back eagle tattoo carrying a barrel, patriotic, maybe some Latin, Latin. I don't speak Latin, but yeah.
Carrying a dead clown.
Dead clown. Hey, the good news is, though, we're still ahead of, notables.
Yeah, okay. I've said this for years. There's people that talk about rodeo for a living, and they always suck at Pro Fantasy Rodeo. Give me the bottom 5 people. I'm going to take a chance here.
Yeah,
give me the bottom 5.
These aren't necessarily the bottom 5, but they're all below 13, which is all that really matters.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's not all of them. There's some notables. There's Garrett Yarrigan. I mean, what does he know about anything?
All right.
Butch Knowles. He's never seen a rodeo.
Dummy.
Randy Corley. There's a shocker.
He's down there in the bottom. You know that? Know that, huh?
Janie
Johnson.
A
big salute?
Yeah. Janie Johnson.
Janie Johnson, and again, what does she know?
And I think there's a lady, and I think I've read some things that she's written. Kendra Santos.
Yeah, what does she know?
What does she? She's dead last now.
You know what they do? They overthink it.
Yeah.
They overthink it. You can't. If there's any 2 people in this world that don't overthink it, it's us 2 right here. I'm an overthinker, but not Pro Fantasy Rodeo. You know who my calf roper is?
I do. You want to
John Douch. Bam. Who my bronc rider is? Chase Brooks. Money. Bam. What else? My team ropers? Clay Smith, Peyton Braid. Little money. Bam. Maybe they didn't win money. I don't care. I like to do that. All right.
Hey, wait. Here's somebody who was overlooked, and I thought I was pretty smart picking him. Kai Hamilton.
You think that's a reach? Went way out on a limb there.
Well, no, what I think is everybody did like you. Oh, that's right. We're going to make $1 million. Or they saw Sage Kimsey down there at the bottom and thought, I'm smarter than everybody else, and I'm going to take Sage.
The Sage Kimsey thing, I didn't pick him because I knew probably, my guess was 70% of the people in Pro Fantasy Rodeo probably were going to get a bargain with Sage Kimsey, and I wanted to set myself apart. Oh, so I picked Stetson right. By the way, congratulations to Kai Hamilton. Won the round last night, and on the stage live on Cowboy Channel said the S word twice and the F word once. That's an Australian. Introduces his grandparents on stage beside him, then says the F word live on TV. That is full-blood Australian right there.
Well, you don't get in trouble because it's a cultural thing.
It is a cultural thing. Yeah. There's some words that Australians and Canadians use. I'll bet he won't say that word. Anyway, really quick, I touched on this, lightheartedly touched on this. The big thing now is the memes going around Facebook that everybody shares and comments about. I'd rather see breakaway roping for 10 minutes than a concert before the rodeo, make time, blah, blah, blah. Let's get something straight. The reason, because we know this because the PBR is the same way, the reason the ticketed time is 5:45 and not 6 Well, it didn't used to be on TV when it was on another network. That's called the opening of the show, entertainment value, setting the tone for the rodeo, getting the cowboys psyched up, yada, yada. That is pre-show. That is not, you buck a horse at the top of the hour for TV's sake. I'm just trying to fill you in. So the old, I'd rather watch breakaway roping than a guy singing. Number one, I wouldn't. But the one that got me today, and this is why I bring this up, some guy has one floating around. He said, rather watch breakaway roping than watching some hippie sing. Wow, rodeo world, we don't judge people on how they look. That was Ian Munsick. He's a rancher from Wyoming, for God's sakes. Sorry. Look, you know breakaway roping's not even a required event at Pro Rodeo yet, right? Look, there's some ladies just grinding their teeth at me right now. By the way, a dad of breakaway ropers, just so you know. Anyway, the guy that posted, so if you were watching whatever your name is, I can't remember, I'd rather watch that than some hippie sing. You instantly lost credibility and pissed me off, and that was it. There you go. Because Ian Munsick is our friends, as is his dad Dave, his brother Sam, and his brother Tris. They're our friends. That guy sings cowboy songs. He sings cowboy songs. There you go.
You know, I wasn't going to do this, but
then you probably
I probably shouldn't. But what are you going to do? What a great segue! What a great segue!
My name's on the sign.
Hey, Bo, do we happen to have what I sent you this morning? I think that this is a perfect segue for Flint this morning. Coffee doesn't ask me stupid questions in the morning. Be more like coffee. that was our whole trip over. And I was like, oh my God, is this ride ever going to end?
You want me to be more like coffee?
Yeah.
Well, we'd have to stop and let you poop halfway here. I just made that up. That's pretty funny. Hey, we have a good show today, by the way. Kade Sonnier is here. Tristen Hutchings is here. Wynn Varble, like one of our favorite guys of all time. Superstar singer. I wouldn't say he's a superstar singer. I'd say he's a superstar songwriter, Wynn Varble. Lots to do. Quick break. Thanks for everybody watching at home live on our Facebook platform, watching on Ride Pass on Pluto TV. Quick break. Back to Cowboy Christmas after a quick one.
Growing up, you wanted those older cowboys that you admired to someday call you a cowboy. Nobody can tell you can't do that if you want to work at it hard enough. If money's super important, I'm doing the wrong thing, but I kind of got to pinch myself because I truly love what I do. It's amazing what you can accomplish if you don't care who gets the credit. Just make sure it gets taken care of.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome. This is, by the way, when we come back to segments, you have to clap to let people know that are watching at home live that we're here and they're not, right? So how's everybody doing? Cowboy Christmas. That's right, 40,000 people through the doors today. No better way to Christmas shop than with 39,000 of your friends. Hey, little tip from Kurt and I to you guys. If you're in the middle of the aisle, walk just a little faster, okay? Don't stop and visit with your friend that you just saw last Saturday at the feed store. You'll see him next Saturday. Let's keep it moving. Everybody with me? Keep the traffic flow. Walk to the right. Past the. There you go. It's called trade show etiquette. Hey, really glad to have this kid on. I met him last summer in Casper, Wyoming at the College National Finals Rodeo. We had a really good visit. You know, this sounds terrible, but he's really sharp for a bareback rider. Oh, okay. I'll let him decide. Welcome, my friend Kade Sonnier. Kade. That wasn't bad. Did you hear people when I said, oh, I didn't point anybody out. I was complimenting you on your intellectual prowess.
Well, I'm not going to take it as derogatory, I guess. I mean, we are bareback riders after all.
I mean, yeah, your head does this about 100 times out of the year. Like Wayne Brooks says, how'd you like to ride 100 of those every year to make a living, right?
And that's why it sounds like that.
First of all, your impressions of night number one. Give me your analysis, post-game analysis of night number one.
Man, I mean, there's not a lot to say besides it was outstanding. It's overwhelming, and I mean, it's the greatest rodeo in the world. You can't get anything better than that. Stand on the back of the buck and shoots. I mean, it's the golden buck and shoots.
So when I do go to the rodeo, I'll go 2-3 times this week. Otherwise, I watch it at the hotel forever. And for one, I love bareback riding. I used to want to be a bareback rider, but I didn't want to do this. But I've always watched the opening, the horses making the laps, the blue lights while the guy sings instead of breakaway roping, joking. But I always watched the bareback riders. I have always just sat and watched you guys and what is going through your head because you're not a part of the grand entry. You're first ones. You're breaking the ice when those lights come up. There's some goosebumps there, isn't there?
Man, it was pretty special. Like when my dad made it, 2018. It was the first time. Last year was 5 years to the day. The first time I ever stepped foot in the Thomas and Mack Center, and it was pretty overwhelming and humbling all at the same time. But when that song "Viva Las Vegas" comes on, boy, there ain't nothing like it. Elvis made a pretty all right song, but when you're in the Thomas and Mack Center, it hits a little bit different.
That's a cool song. I can't hear that song anymore without hearing, for some reason, for all the years I was here, it was Boyd Paul Hamos's voice. Viva Las Vegas. There's just something about it.
Yeah, no, it's something different. And the national anthem, I mean, the national anthem's a little bit different when bucking horses are getting loaded, but in that building, it's something special, and I mean, you can't compare anything to it.
I remember when your dad was here. That wasn't that long ago. He had a path getting here too, didn't he? It wasn't like all of a sudden he's 19 years old at the NFR. You witnessed all of that work and struggle to get here as well, didn't you?
Yeah, you know, my dad, he's had his trials and tribulations, and he took 10 years off of rodeo, and 2014, he decided that he was going to get on another bucking horse and in a different path in life. And he had cleaned up and found God, and he made the national finals in 2018. So our story's pretty similar. I played baseball in 2018, the same year 2018 was a crazy year for us. I had 2 surgeries. Kind of pretty much ended my baseball career. My dad made the national finals, and I got to come for 8 nights in a row, and I had tears in my eyes every night that I was here, and I knew that God was tugging on my heart that this is where I needed to be. And anyways, it took me quite a while to work up the courage to hang up my cleats, and I traded my spikes in for spurs in 2020, and March 11th of 2020, I got on my first bareback horse. So our timeline's pretty similar, and it just kind of goes to show that he paved the way for me and showed me that hard work and dedication, and dang sure with God's plan it all works out the way you want it to.
Is he here this week?
Yeah, he's here. He was here earlier this morning. I'm not sure if he's in the crowd or not, but he's going to be here all week.
So I know, listen, I went through this with our friend David Fournier.
Yeah.
And they're sitting right there.
Yeah.
When I first came around the PBR, I thought it was David Fournier. You know why? Because I'm from Montana.
Right.
And it makes no sense.
Right.
You know, for Montanans here, Sonnier, they like having a quesadilla and a jalapeno.
Hey,
same, man.
You don't know how many times we hear it all year long. Like, it doesn't matter if you're in Montana. They actually got it right, you know, because it's French. But besides that, like, you go to Utah, not very many times are they going to say it right.
The Fourniers, they mean a lot to you, too. They kind of, it's almost like you're their own. And they have one. They have Shea,
yeah,
which is understandable why they'd want you.
Yeah.
But they mean a lot to you, too, don't they?
No, they do. They played a big part in this. After I got back from the national finals, Mr. David's fiance, soon-to-be wife, she met me in church. I went to Catholic Mass one random Tuesday. I was lost. My identity was lost. I'd been stripped of being an athlete, and that's all I ever was to myself. And she just pulled me aside one day after church and run into her, and then she's crying. She's gonna make me cry.
Look here. Look here.
Yeah. And then following Sunday, I go to Mass at a different time than I normally go. I was hurt and wasn't traveling with the baseball team, so I got to go in the morning and got to meet Mr. David. And he invited me to go hang out with Shay and them while they bucked bulls. And I turned into a bullfighter pretty quick, not knowing what I was doing, but I just wanted a piece of it. The rodeo was on my heart, and I just wanted a piece of it. And I was fighting bulls in an elbow brace, and one thing led to another. And, I mean, it's a God thing, man. Like, I mean, there's no other explanation for me making the national finals in 3 years of riding bucking horses, and God completely 100% has everything to do with this. I mean, he put people in my life constantly, showed me, even when, like, I'd go to adoration and get in front of the body of Christ and get on my knees and pray and ask God, like, what he wanted me to do. And the whole time I'm thinking about rodeo, thinking about riding bucking horses, and, like, I'm thinking it's the devil, you know, like, I'm in the most holy place in the world, and I'm thinking the devil's trying to attack me. And, like, at all times, I'm working out for baseball, and I'm trying to figure out what this bareback riding is, and what saddle bronc riding is, and how to work out for that. And I just had a craving for it. I had a hunger for it. And I guess 2020, I told my dad right before I quit. I hate saying I quit. I'm going to say I retired.
Thank you. Me too.
Right before I decided to take a different path in life. I told my dad I wanted to ride bareback horses, and he told me I'd lost my ever-loving mind, and that I was going to chase a pipe dream. And this pipe dream's, it's been a dream, all right. God's blessed me tremendously.
Well, we're glad you're here.
Thank you.
You're going to stay. I'm going to take a quick break because I'm going to bring Tristan up.
Perfect.
I want to talk some college rodeo.
Sweet.
We do that? That's
Yeah.
where we met. So
I
we
can
gotta-
relate it to this year because we got a slack at 10
Yeah,
a.m.
exactly.
So I'm prepared. I got on 3 of them at the college finals this year at 8 o'clock in the morning. I think I'll be okay at 10.
You got an advantage. Kade Sonnier, everybody. We're going to take a quick break. Tristan Hutchings going to join us after this. Welcome back, everybody. You're from Austria? Checking out our demographic. You're from Austria? The hills are alive with the sound of music. Do you know what? Do you speak good English? Are you good? Pendleton. Pendleton, do you drink? Do you drink whiskey? I said Pendleton, she goes, whiskey. Come here. Come here. I can't, flat out. What's that? You only like American whiskey. Guess what? So I can't give you an actual bottle of whiskey, but I can give you a bag of stuff that if you wear it says, I like whiskey. Okay, but see the three of you there? These cards, you see that trailer? You see that trailer back there? That's good for drinks. Free whiskey. Free, yeah. That was pretty good, Kate. Didn't know.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I was in The Sound of Music in high school. I was Rolf the Messenger. You know you are? What's her name? What? Marion? Oh, I was Rolf the Messenger. You are 16, going on 17. Not really. Whatever. You didn't know what you got into here, did you?
No, not quite, but it'll be fun.
Want to bring my next guest out. He's going to fit into this conversation well. I think he's just one of the great, a lot of people don't know this, but a great all-around cowboy. Also, got acquainted a little more with him at the College National Finals Rodeo. No luck in round number 1, but it's a long week. Please welcome Wynn Varble bull rider Tristen Hutchings. Sorry, buddy. Sit right here, Ned. There's your mic. That's yours. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Have a seat, Tris. You're okay. I was worried about you. You had to gather your chickens last night a little bit. You were, what's the other sayings? Reaching. I thought you were reaching. You're okay though. You did a concussion test. Everything's good.
Yeah, I did a full workout this morning with Justin Sports Med, and I feel pretty good. I mean, I can't say too many things on the mic or they won't let me ride tonight. So
Yeah. Isn't it funny when you watch an NFL game or old NFL players? They say, "Well, we just didn't tell them. We just didn't," and people go, "Oh no."
Relatable.
Relatable. But you seem. I've been talking to you. You seem all right.
yeah, I did an hour and a half workout. I mean, it was pretty gruesome. So I feel pretty good.
He just brought up a good point. You've been there too. You guys just as recently as June were in the College National Finals Rodeo. They run rough stock 8 a.m. slack at the College National Finals Rodeo. Nobody thinks much of it until you guys have a 10 a.m. performance Wednesday to make up for the lost performance. He's thinking maybe a little advantage. What do you think?
Yeah, probably. At the college finals, the bull riding's probably at 1, so we get to sleep in still. These guys are about 7 a.m. and the second section's probably 8:30. So, I mean, I practice in the morning all the time, so I think we do have an advantage. Wake up early and go have fun. Don't stay out too late the night before.
Yeah, keep that in mind. Tuesday night, take it easy, fellas. Well, I see you guys as kind of taking it easy anyway, right? I mean, you're nightlife in Vegas. We always say our Vegas looks different than their Vegas. Take it easy at night here.
I never really go out much. If I went around or something, I'll have a few beers, but mainly just at the South Point. But I just try to relax, good night's rest, kind of just hang out. With the NFR being so early, you kind of just come do a signing here or a talk show, and then you kind of go back. I let my girlfriend get ready, and then we kind of head right over, and these guys are getting there even earlier than us, so it's pretty busy and short days.
You had a great year here last year, did you? Kind of made your mark a little bit.
Yeah, it was pretty fun for sure.
We asked the hard-hitting questions. We asked it the first day. What you're single, right? Are you?
No, I've got a girlfriend.
You got a girlfriend, so you can help us with this question. The Wednesday 10 a.m. performance. What do your girlfriends and wives wear to that performance?
Lululemon.
Lululemon. So is it the glittery miniskirt hair done, or is it sweats and a dog on a leash? What's the consensus for girlfriends and wives Wednesday morning?
I have no idea. My girlfriend said she was going to get up and get ready. I guess it just depends when the buckle ceremony is.
Okay, so
she
here
said I can't be in sweatpants on the stage.
Do you want to know when the buckle ceremony is?
Yes.
You don't know?
No.
No.
Okay, so the morning performance, the buckle ceremony is at 9:30 p.m. The night performance, it's at 10:30 p.m. So we're doing 2 shows back to back. There you go. So
Perfect.
It's not till that night.
Yeah, so they can wear leggings and a sweatshirt.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be perfect.
Yeah. So that's the hard-hitting stuff. I got acquainted with you guys at the College National Finals. When you look at at first look at him, you would never guess you're a steer wrestler. You're not that big, Tris.
He's pretty stout, though.
I saw that. Do you enter pro rodeos in the steer wrestling?
I haven't. I was going to this year, but at the college finals, I kind of hurt my knee a little bit. But I'd like to kind of get into it. It's just once you kind of get on the rodeo road in the rough stock, it's kind of hard to want to pull a horse trailer behind.
Yeah, because you can't. It's hard to get set up. Right.
Yeah, well, and then at least in the steer wrestling, guys are a little bit more friendlier, I guess, and they let you ride some of your horses.
Steer wrestlers are friendly, aren't they?
Yeah, they're pretty friendly. They also like money too, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They don't mind mouth.
If you can win, they'll let you on.
Yeah, because you got to pay them for your. What is it now? Is it 25%?
12.5 for a bull and horse, and then another 12.5 for a haze horse.
Oh, gotcha. For the team, 25% for the team. But I discovered watching you steer wrestler at the wrestle at the college finals. Athletic, like that plays such a big part. Everybody thinks big guys, understandable, but technique and athleticism goes a long ways in that event.
For sure, for sure. I lost a little bit of weight last year to try and ride bulls better, and I don't think it hurt my steer wrestling at all. I still steer wrestled good with it.
Yeah, I think it's not Linderman Award, whatever.
Oh yeah.
Do you do a timed event?
No, my dad wanted me to steer wrestle because I went from catching. When I quit baseball, I was like 195 pounds, almost 200 pounds, and my legs were like almost 30 inches around. So my dad was like, "You're definitely going to be a steer wrestler." And I was like, "No, I'm going to ride bucking horses." And anyways, I lost 20 pounds, and so I could have steer wrestled. It looks fun, but my knees are bad from catching for 17 years and jumping off of a somewhat broke horse.
None of them are broke.
Right.
Yeah. The bulldoggers themselves are broke, but the horses, not so broke.
Pretty much. That's why they like mountain money. No, I'll jump off of a bucking horse before I jump off of a horse running.
Yeah. Crazy. Tell me about college rodeo. Means a lot to me and my family. I think high school rodeo has just boomed. It's national high school finals. Pro rodeo is the same. I think college rodeo is very big, but I feel like there's a gap there. Something's missing. My daughter right now works for a large media company trying to build college rodeo, and even some people go, The college national finals rodeo is one of my favorite places to be in the world, like to watch a rodeo. Great experience, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be where I'm at without it. College rodeo did everything for me. I was a decent athlete coming out of high school, but nowhere near where I am now. It kind of gave me a stepping stone. It kind of gave me a place to practice, gave me equipment, and it gave me someone to hold me accountable.
Sol Ross,
Yep.
And you graduated.
Yep.
With a degree in
Agronomics.
Thanks to college rodeo,
Yep.
right? McNeese State,
Yes, sir.
correct?
Yes, sir.
Same thing. The thing that I wanted to have you on this show, it was impressive talking to you because you really care about more kids being in college rodeo, more recognition, the alumni being a part of thing. That means a lot to you.
Yeah, I actually get to go to the NRA alumni convention on Friday. This coming Friday. And I'll be speaking there. But, man, I actually, before the finals, I went back to McNeese and just helping the younger guys get on the spur board and get on the bucking machine. Like, Tristan can probably relate to this, but when you help guys with the basics, you go back to the basics, and it keeps you humble and it keeps you fresh. And I enjoy helping younger kids. I mean, I was given a lot. Guys did not have to give to me. Most of them were my age, if not younger than me, that helped me out. So the younger generation that are coming up, I just want them to have the same opportunity I did. And college rodeo for sure blessed me with the same thing, a place to work out and a place to practice and somebody to hold you accountable, and whether you liked it or not. I mean, there was a lot of similarities in rodeo and baseball, and especially with college rodeo, kind of a team aspect of holding somebody accountable. Actually, one of my teammates, Ryder Sanford, he's a saddle bronc rider, and he and I would work out together, and we both made our first NFR this year in our rookie year, so it's pretty special.
Yeah. Were you the college champ, bull rider?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, 21 and 23. Yep.
So you're on the truck. I didn't get your picture. I went to Cinch has the semis with all the pictures of the winners, and I went and took a picture of my daughter. She's in Boston now, and I edited you out of the picture. I'm sorry. I'll go back. I'll circle around. And get that. So, and the good thing about the college finals here in Casper, Wyoming, you can go sneak into the Beacon. You didn't, did you go sneaking to
Only after the last night.
Okay, I know you did because I saw the pictures.
Yeah, I mean, that was with your daughter, but
Wait, whoa.
my girlfriend, his daughter,
yeah,
we
you
were all
grew up-
having fun.
Wait, now I'm confused.
Your girlfriend and my daughter were friends. You weren't careful.
That was
of
the last night, too, though. It was pretty fun the last night. There was quite a few of us.
Yeah, I went to Beacon and then stayed till about 1 o'clock. And I was like, all right, I got to go. I got to get to the airport in Denver to go to Salinas.
Well, listen, I know I've talked to both of you. It looks good for both of you. Got a great one tonight,
Yeah,
right?
outstanding one.
Tonight's
Yep.
your night. Good luck. Tristan, you got a bucker tonight. They rode him the first, you said, Keyshawn Whitehorse rode him at a teams event, PBR teams event. Listen, I'll see you both, and it is science. Ask Dalton Massey. The couch is good luck, man.
I've been here twice today, so I hope so.
You've been on this couch twice. Everybody, say thanks to tonight's go-round winners. Guys, thanks for coming, man. Kade Sonnier.
Thanks, Flint.
Tristen Hutchings. We'll be right back. Wynn
Thank you,
Varble
everybody.
coming up after the break.
Thanks, guys.
Welcome to the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. Here comes a Texas two-step Las Vegas style. Woo!
Welcome back, everybody. Oh, efficiency. That's what this stage is all about. That's right. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Welcome back, everybody. It's good to... Cade and Tristan, I intentionally had them on together to talk about their college experience, and just good guy. Good to see good kids. Good to see good kids. There's hope for this world after all. Speaking of hope for the world, I think this man, I'm not sure that he realizes there is any. Where's Kurt? Making sure he's ready. Please welcome to the stage superstar country music songwriter, Mr. Wynn Varble, everybody. How you doing, Wynn? Good to see you. How are you, buddy? Are you, that's your mic. I'll put you can sit far away so I don't bother you. Good to see you. There, it should be good. Go ahead. Maybe not. Maybe not. Here.
I think I got it.
There you
I
go.
think I got
You
it.
got it now. Are you, can I ask you a question? Have a seat.
Yeah.
Sit as far away from me as you can.
That's why they set me up at.
You know what? I'm going to sit over here.
Yeah,
By.
I ain't avoiding you.
Oh, you know, I got to sit here anyway. You know why?
Why?
People keep bitching about how big my chair is. Somebody
is.
else told me my chair's too big.
It's a little thrownish.
Thrownish?
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? Be honest with me.
Yeah,
Are you drinking an ice cold beer on my stage?
I am. I don't get to Vegas much, so I figured, what the heck, you know.
Good to see you. You got a big week ahead here in Vegas?
We'll be here today and tomorrow. Leave out Monday. We got a. Any of y'all watch RFD TV? Y'all know the Muletown and the Round show with the songwriters and all that. Well, I'm hosting this new season, and it starts, I think, a week from Sunday, I think. So y'all check it out. You know, it's gonna be good. Shane Miner's one of them on there.
Shane Miner's one of the guys?
Yeah.
That songwriting community is so interesting to me. I've always wanted to write. I'm not a very good writer in any way, whether it's comedy or I'm a reactor.
Yeah.
You know, but is there a moment when you're a kid you go, man, I'm a good songwriter. I want to do that. Are you a good storyteller? Are you a good poet? What is that trait that all of you have?
I'm not real sure, but I know that I started writing songs. My daddy had a big country music record collection, and I loved Hank Williams and all that stuff, and Tom T. Hall and Merle Haggard, and I saw some guys on I'd written songs. I'd been writing songs. They all stunk, of course. You know, when you're 14 years old, what you got to write about? I mean, you never been through nothing really, you know. But I had seen Whitey Schaefer and Floyd Tillman and Hank Cochran and some guys on the Austin City Limits episode, and they were pulling the guitar back and forth, just singing songs they'd written, hits for people, and they were having so much fun. And I said, that's what I'm gonna do right there.
I love those sessions. We had one in Fort Worth a couple of years ago. You and Bryce Long, and I
Yeah.
can't remember who the third was. Just going down the line, you tell the story about the song
Yeah.
and sing the song.
Yeah.
So I want you to do that for me today. Can we do that?
Oh,
Here,
sure.
let's get set up. I think your plug is right there.
It is.
Hopefully it works. We'll see. You consistently write. You and I became friends with Daryl Worley a few years ago. You two have written together.
Yep.
But I will say that one of my favorite songs that you have ever written, here we go, was for Brad Paisley.
Yeah.
And what's the story behind that song? You know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah. Well, I got the idea for that song sitting in the truck waiting on my wife to get ready to go to church every Sunday. And I thought, how could it possibly take that long every week? Like, it didn't slip up on her, you know. I mean, she knows it's coming, you know. And I'll tell you a funny story. My Aunt Gertie and Uncle Dude down in Georgia, they've been married for 60-something years. And Gertie fell in love with my wife, and she calls my house about 3 times a week ever since we've been married. And I'll pick up, we got a landline because we live in the country, and I'll pick up the phone and I'll hear Gertie's voice and I just hang up, you know, because I don't want to hear all that mess, you know. I don't even know what they talk about, you know. Well, one day I picked it up and I heard Gertie say, "And honey, we ain't done it in years." And I said, well, I'm going to listen in on this a little bit, you know. Oh, Uncle Dude still got it going on, you know. Well, she got telling my wife about Dude had woke her up the night before about midnight, touching her in places she ain't been touched in so long. And I'm just like, this is amazing, you know. And she said, honey, I was getting turned on. It's been so long. And then she said, and then he just stopped. And she said, dude, how come you to quit? He said, I found the remote. So let me see if I can work my way through this song. But anyway, yeah, Brad, me and my buddy Don Sampson wrote this song. That ain't no count. And we played it for Brad, and Brad loved it. And he said, I'm going to get Andy Griffith to be in the video. And he did. And it just tickled us. And this song was, it was nominated for Song of the Year at the ACMs. And that just means it didn't win when you hear somebody say that. Sitting on a bench at West Town Mall when he sat down in his overalls and asked me, you waiting on a woman? I nodded yes, and how about you? He said, son, since 1952 I have been waiting on a woman. When I picked her up for our first date, I told her I'd be there at 8, and she came down the stairs about 8:30. She said, I'm sorry that I took so long, didn't like a thing that I tried on, but let me tell you, son, she sure looked pretty, and she'll take her time, but I don't mind waiting on a woman. He said the wedding took a year to plan. You talk about an anxious man, I was nervous waiting on a woman. And then he nudged my arm like old men do and said, but I'll say this about the honeymoon, it's worth it waiting on a woman. And I don't guess we've gone anywhere. She hasn't made us late, I swear. Sometimes she does it just 'cause she can do it. He said, boy, it's just a fact of life. It'll be the same with your young wife. You might as well go on and get used to it. She'll take her time, 'cause you don't mind waiting on a woman. He said, I read somewhere statistics show the man's always the first to go. And that makes sense, 'cause I know she won't be ready. So when it finally comes my time and I get to the other side, I'll just find myself a bench if they've got any. And I hope she takes her time, 'cause I don't mind waiting on a woman. Honey, take your time, 'cause I don't mind waiting on a woman. Thank y'all. That's a good crowd you got here today.
I know, weird. I get a crowd. Speaking of waiting on a woman, speaking kind of segue, what's the approach when you write? Do you write a song intended for a female singer to sing? I know there, like the Miranda Lambert song, House That Built Me, was going to be sung by Blake Shelton, I think.
They pitched it to Blake, yeah, and that's how she heard it.
And she heard it
in his truck.
But because they were together in his truck. Right. To me, that sounds like a young lady singing that song, but it wasn't intended for that. So when you put them out there, are some intended strictly for a female singer, some not?
Yeah, if you're talking about like, I mean, you probably figured this out, but if it's got a lot of makeup and dresses and stuff, that's probably going to be a girl song, even though these days, who knows? But, I'm just saying, like certain, if you're writing for a guy, you're not going to put certain stuff in there. But some songs can go either way. They can be either or. But, I mean, what's sad is that there's not a lot of girl singers on the radio, right now. And back in the 90s when country music was so huge, there was as many women as there was guys, And
because you had it, what was your hit, Red?
For Kelly Pickler?
Kelly Pickler song.
Yeah, Things That Never Cross a Man's Mind. But that was a guy's song. See, we wrote that as a guy's song, and we never thought about a girl singing it. And then my publisher called me, and he said, I didn't know who Kelly Pickler was, and my publisher said, Kelly Pickler recorded that song. And I was like, cool. I went home, told my wife, I said, some guy named Kelly Pickler recorded this song. And my little girl, she said, Kelly Pickler ain't no feller, Paul. She's on the was on the Idol, and I don't watch that.
She ain't no feller. That's something you rarely hear. You rarely hear in Montana. Somebody say, she ain't no feller. Okay, I'm not going to tell you. Pick one, whatever you think. A good story, a hit, another hit of yours that people would go, oh, wow, I didn't know Wynn wrote that song.
Oh, okay. Let's see here.
Up to you. I didn't mean to stump you. I should have planned ahead with you.
No, I'm just...
something you enjoy in a setting of songwriters like we talked about you had with Bryce, and something a song you prefer, love the story behind, and is fun for you to perform.
Okay. I'm going to do this song for my buddy Fireball back there. This is a song that was out this past year. And, music's changing. Radio is kind of going away, and everybody's streaming everything. And we don't really know how it works anymore. But this song, I was fishing on the Duck River in Tennessee, and my buddy called, and he said, they recorded this song. His name's Austin Moody. And he said, man, this song is number 4 on the iTunes chart, and it's number 6 on the all genres chart. And I'm like, okay, what does that mean? I don't know what that means. He said it's really good. I'm like, okay, cool, But this song, I got inspired about this song, to write this song by watching the news and seeing what's going on in this country, you know. And I just think, you know, I mean, I read the other day where a picture's only worth 200 words now, you know. I mean, it's like things are bad, you know.
I get it. I got that.
Yeah,
I got
thank
it.
you, Flint. I got a pre-declined credit card in the mail the other day, you know. I mean, it's bad. Angelina Jolie adopted an American baby. I mean, that's how bad things are, you know. Well, they've torn Portland all to pieces and let Chicago go to hell. People leaving New York City like they rang the fire bell. And they call themselves enlightened. Cancel those who don't agree. I wish all these folks who claim they're woke would just go back to sleep. I'm just saying, have we all lost our minds? I'm just saying, where do we draw the line? I know y'all think it takes balls to be singing what I'm singing, but I'm just saying what you're thinking. I believe in live and let live. We're all free to each his own. If you were born a he and want to be a she, and do your thing, but leave my kids alone. I'm just saying, we all lost our minds. I'm just saying, where do we draw the line? I know y'all think it takes balls to be singing what I'm singing, but I'm just saying what you're thinking. We send them off to college to get them educated, and they send them back to us indoctrinated. And how much are we paying? I'm just saying, have we all lost our minds? I'm just saying, where do we draw the line? No offense, but common sense is the direction that I'm leaning. And I know y'all think it takes balls to be singing what I'm singing, but I'm just saying what you're thinking. Yeah, what you're thinking. Thank y'all.
You're right. I didn't know you wrote that song. We have a couple minutes. I'm debating between if I want you to sing another one or tell the story. You want Wynn to sing one more? Is that? All right.
All right.
We got a few minutes here, so up to you, Wynn. We're rolling now.
I had a request.
Oh, good.
But I'm going to stay up here anyway. And you want to hear that? Well, that's two people said that, so we'll do that one there. Me and my buddy Darryl Worley wrote this song in 2003. And me and Darryl were roommates way back in Nashville, and we wrote about 100-something songs together, because we was too poor to go out and have fun. And but after I got married and he got married, and he went on this USO tours about a year and a half, almost a year and a half after 9/11, and he came back and we wrote this song about his experience over there, and we were talking about the people protesting the war in Afghanistan, and I said, man, it makes you want to shake them and say, have you forgotten what those people did to us about a year and a half ago? Because Pearl Harbor was a big deal at our house when I was a kid, you know, and I'm going to do this for any veterans out there. I know there's some out there, and thank you all so much for your service. When Daryl recorded this song, his manager told him he didn't want him to record it. He said it was too political. And he played it for his daddy, and his daddy said, you damn right you're going to do that, son. People need to hear that. And I was like, so I'm glad Daryl had the stones to put it out 20 years ago. I hear people saying we don't need this war, but I say there's some things worth fighting for. What about our freedom and this piece of ground? We didn't get to keep them by backing down. They say we don't realize the mess we're in. Before you start your preaching, well, let me ask you this, my friend. Have you forgotten how it felt that day to see your homeland under fire and her people blown away? Have you forgotten when those towers fell, we had neighbors still inside, going through a living hell? And you say we shouldn't worry about Bin Laden. Have you forgotten? They took all the footage off of my TV. They say it's too disturbing for you and me. It'll just breed anger, it's what the experts say. If it was up to me, I'd show it every day. Some say this country's just out looking for a fight. Well, after 9/11, I'd have to say that's right. Have you forgotten how it felt that day to see your homeland under fire and her people blown away? Have you forgotten when those towers fell, we had neighbors still inside, going through a living hell? And you say we shouldn't worry about Bin Laden. Have you forgotten Yeah, I've been there with the soldiers who have gone away to war, and you can bet that they remember just what they're fighting for. Have you forgotten all the people killed? Yes, some went down like heroes in that Pennsylvania field. Have you forgotten about our Pentagon, all the loved ones that we lost, and those left to carry on? But now we don't have to worry about Bin Laden. The Navy SEALs got that guy. Have you forgotten? Have you forgotten? Have you forgotten? Thank y'all.
A couple of people hollered real quick. We're about done, but in 2 minutes. I'm not going to have you sing, but I have forgotten the story of the guy on the street in was it Chicago fishing in the mud puddle?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, can you
Me and Shane Miner actually and Brandon Kenny were up there doing a show for some radio people. And I'd never been like downtown Chicago like that, and we were staying right there on Michigan Avenue, and we did our show early because the Cubs were playing in the World Series, and it was the last game, and the Cubs ended up winning the game, and they won the World Series that night. The game was in Cleveland, but Chicago was going crazy because it's been like 100 years or something since they won. So Shane went back to Nashville, and Brandon went to bed, and I said, man, y'all crazy. I'm going to get out here amongst all this, you know. I mean, these people, I'm going to help them celebrate, you know. So I went down there on Michigan Avenue and seen this old boy. It rained that day, and he had him a fishing pole sitting there by this puddle, fishing in this little old puddle. And I thought, bless his heart, he ain't right, you know. So I went over and I said, hey, old timer, I said, why don't you come on inside and let me buy you a beer? So he come on in with me, and I went to the bar and got us a couple beers, brung them back to the table, and I said, let me ask you this. I said, how many have you caught today? He said, you're number 7, he said. Country boy goes to town, you know.
Wynn, I appreciate you. I appreciate you being a good friend. Always bring something to the show that's unique. Love your music. Love all the songs you've written. Thank you for taking the time today.
I'm a huge fan of this guy, man. I mean, we was hanging around 20 years ago over there.
Yep.
PBR stuff. So
yeah, always good to see you. Hey,
Yes,
tomorrow, we're going to do this tomorrow. Jordan Hansen and Jared Parsonage, Canadian bull riders, here tomorrow. Bulldogger Will Loomis will be here. The music of Amanda Kate. Thanks to everybody. Pendleton Whiskey, Montana Silversmiths, Wrangler. Thanks to everybody watching home. Thank you, all of you, for coming out every day, supporting us. See you tomorrow, everybody. Have a great day.